Mastering positive thinking starts with simple steps. Challenge negative thoughts, focus on what's good, and train your mind to see possibility. And that is the thought for today. Welcome to 7 Good Minutes. I'm Clyde Lee Dennis. Thanks for joining me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. In today's episode of 7 Good Minutes, we talk about mastering positive thinking with a few simple steps to shift your mindset and transform your life. Enjoy! Can just changing the way you think actually make a difference in your life? In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in negativity. We're constantly bombarded with news, social media, and stress. But what if I told you that there's a way to shift your focus, to change the way you think, and potentially transform your life? Positive thinking has become a buzzword, but is it really effective? The idea of positive thinking isn't new. For years, people have been talking about the power of optimism, of having a positive attitude. But in today's world, it's more relevant than ever. We need to find ways to manage stress, to stay motivated, and to overcome obstacles. And that's where positive thinking comes in. Positive thinking isn't just about being happy all the time. It's about approaching life's challenges with a growth mindset. It's about believing that you can learn, grow, and overcome difficulties. And it's about being kind to yourself, even when things don't go as planned. So the question is, can positive thinking really make a difference in your life? Let's look at some real-life examples. I've spoken to people who've experienced significant changes in their lives, simply by adopting a more positive mindset. One of my friends, Sarah, was struggling with anxiety. She was stuck in a rut, feeling hopeless and overwhelmed. But then she started practicing gratitude, writing down 3 things she was thankful for each day. It sounds simple, but it had a profound impact on her life. She started to feel more positive, more hopeful, and more in control. Another example is John, who was struggling to find a job. He was applying everywhere, but nothing seemed to be working out. He was feeling discouraged and frustrated. But then he started to focus on the things he could control. He started to visualize himself succeeding, to imagine himself in his dream job. And you know what? He eventually landed an amazing opportunity. The point is, positive thinking isn't just some fluffy concept. It's a powerful tool that can help you overcome obstacles. And it's not just anecdotal evidence. There's scientific research that supports its effectiveness. Studies have shown that positive thinking can actually change your brain chemistry. When you focus on positive thoughts, you release neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, which can boost your mood and energy levels. Positive thinking has also been linked to better physical health, including lower blood pressure, stronger immune systems, and even longer lifespan. The concept of positive thinking is rooted in psychological theories like cognitive behavioral therapy. This approach helps people identify and challenge negative thought patterns, replacing them with more balanced and constructive ones. It's not about ignoring problems. It's about approaching them with a more positive and solution-focused mindset. Of course, positive thinking isn't a magic pill. It's not going to solve all your problems overnight. And it's not about pretending that everything is okay when it's not. It's about being realistic, while also being optimistic. One of the biggest misconceptions about positive thinking is that it's about being naive or ignoring reality. But that's not true. Positive thinking is about being aware of your thoughts and choosing to focus on the positive aspects of your life. Another challenge is that it can be hard to stay positive all the time. Life can be tough, and it's easy to get caught up in negativity. But that's where self-awareness comes in. By being aware of your thoughts and emotions, you can start to shift your focus. The key is to find a balance between positive thinking and realistic goal setting. It's about being optimistic, while also being grounded in reality. And it's about being kind to yourself, even when things don't go as planned. Positive thinking can be a powerful tool for transforming your life. It's not a cure-all, but it can help you build resilience, overcome obstacles, and achieve your goals. That does it for today's episode of 7 Good Minutes. please take a moment to rate and review the show on the platform you're listening on. Until next time, let's be civil to one another out there. Thanks for listening.